The boy stood at the edge of the private hospital garden, his shoes worn thin at the heels, his shirt carefully washed but faded from too many years under the same sun. He looked out of place among the glass walls, marble paths, and quiet hum of machines that cost more than his entire neighborhood combined. Yet there was nothing timid about the way he stood. His back was straight, his chin lifted, and his eyes, sharp, observant, and strangely calm, followed the slow movement of a man in a wheelchair, being pushed along the path by a nurse. That man was Victor Halden, a billionaire whose name appeared in business magazines, whose companies spanned continents, and whose fortune was so vast that people joked he could buy time itself if it were ever sold. But time was the one thing he could not purchase back. For 3 years, Victor had lived with a mysterious illness that no specialist could cure. His body weakened day by day, his hands trembled, and a constant pain settled deep in his bones like a tenant that refused to leave. Doctors tried everything: treatments, experimental drugs, specialists flown in from across the world, but nothing worked. The laughter that once filled boardrooms now came only as a dry, bitter sound, usually followed by silence. As Victor passed near the garden bench where the boy waited, the boy stepped forward without hesitation. The nurse instinctively slowed, unsure whether to stop or keep going. Victor looked up, mildly irritated, expecting a fan, a beggar, or someone asking for favors. Instead, he saw a boy no older than 14, with intelligent eyes and a seriousness that felt almost unsettling. The boy spoke clearly, his voice steady. "Sir," he said, "if you let me treat you and I cure you, you'll give me $1 million. For a moment, the garden seemed to freeze. The nurse stared, shocked, ready to intervene. Victor blinked, then laughed, a short, sharp laugh filled with disbelief and exhaustion. $1 million? Victor repeated. "Boy, the best doctors in the world couldn't help me." "And you think you can?" The boy did not flinch. He nodded once as if the answer were obvious. "Yes," he said. "So you should get it ready." Victor laughed again, louder this time, waving a dismissive hand. "This is ridiculous," he said. "What are you, some kind of miracle healer?" The boy's expression did not change. "No," he replied. "I'm just someone who knows." "What's wrong with you?" That sentence lingered in the air longer than Victor expected. Something about the boy's certainty unsettled him. He studied the boy more closely, noticing the way he stood, the calm in his eyes, the absence of fear. Most people looked at Victor with awe or desperation. This boy looked at him like a problem waiting to be solved. "And what exactly do you think is wrong with me?" Victor asked, his tone still mocking but now edged with curiosity. The boy took a slow breath. "You're being poisoned," he said, "not by food, not by medicine. By something you stopped paying attention to a long time ago." The nurse gasped softly, but Victor raised a hand to silence her. His laughter faded, replaced by a tight smile. "You shouldn't joke about things you don't understand," Victor said. "Security! Your illness started 3 years ago," the boy interrupted. "Right after you moved into your new penthouse and started working longer hours. Your pain gets worse at night. Your hands shake more in the mornings. And no test shows anything clear because the source isn't inside your body. It's around you." Victor's smile disappeared. The boy's words struck too close to details Victor had shared only with doctors. "Who told you this?" Victor asked quietly. "No one," the boy replied. "I figured it out." Victor stared at him, a strange mix of anger and intrigue stirring inside. Against his better judgment, he gestured to the nurse to stop the wheelchair. "What do you want?" Victor asked. "A chance," the boy said. 1 week. If nothing changes, you lose nothing. If you get better, you keep your life. And you pay me what you promised." Victor studied the boy for a long moment. The rational part of him wanted to dismiss this as nonsense. But another part, the tired, desperate part that had endured endless pain, whispered that he had nothing left to lose. He sighed. "Fine," Victor said at last. 1 week. But don't expect me to believe in fairy tales." The boy nodded calmly. "You don't have to believe," he said. "You just have to listen." The first thing the boy asked for surprised everyone. He did not request rare herbs, expensive equipment, or access to secret laboratories. Instead, he asked Victor to leave the hospital for a day. "I can't," Victor said, irritated. "I need constant monitoring." "That's part of the problem," the boy replied. Reluctantly and under strict supervision, Victor agreed. The boy guided him back to his penthouse, a place of breathtaking views, polished floors, and silent luxury. The moment they entered, the boy's eyes scanned the room carefully. He asked Victor about the materials used in the walls, the ventilation system, the furniture, and the air purifiers running non-stop. Then he asked a simple question. "Do you ever open your windows?" Victor frowned. "Why would I?" he asked. "The air is filtered." The boy shook his head. "Filtered doesn't always mean clean," he said. Over the next few days, the boy asked Victor to make small but uncomfortable changes. He turned off certain machines, removed specific decorative items, and insisted that Victor spend time outside each morning even when he protested. He explained that a rare chemical used in the insulation of the building had been slowly leaking into the air, causing neurological symptoms. "It's not deadly right away," the boy explained. "Just slow enough that people don't notice until it's too late." Victor listened, skeptical but strangely hopeful. Tests were ordered. Independent experts confirmed what the boy suspected. The exposure, combined with stress and lack of natural air, had been poisoning Victor slowly. As the days passed, something remarkable happened. Victor's pain eased. His hands shook less. He slept through the night for the first time in years. Doctors were stunned. They adjusted his treatment, removed him from the environment, and within a week his improvement was undeniable. One morning, Victor found himself standing without assistance, breathing deeply, feeling lighter than he had in years. He turned to the boy who watched quietly from the corner. "You were right," Victor said, his voice thick with emotion. "You really cured me." The boy nodded. "I told you to get it ready," he said simply. True to his word, Victor arranged the transfer of $1 million. But when he handed the confirmation to the boy did not smile. Instead, he looked thoughtful. "I don't need it all," he said. "I want half to go to rebuilding clinics in poor areas. The rest will help families who can't afford treatment." Victor stared at him, humbled. "Why?" he asked. The boy met his gaze. "Because curing one person isn't enough," he said. Victor felt something shift inside him, something deeper than gratitude. For the first time in decades, he understood that real wealth wasn't measured in numbers, but in the lives changed by courage, awareness, and compassion. As the boy walked away, disappearing back into the world he came from, Victor realized that the greatest cure he received wasn't just for his body but for his soul.